Hi Pisces, I missed you. I'm here. So happy solar eclipse tomorrow, new moon in Scorpio. We are in for a wild ride, especially when it comes to our lunar eclipse in 2 weeks in Taurus on the 25th. On the 8th of November. We are tomorrow the 25th of October. So here what we have Pisces is number 13 that very interestingly enough came twice, as well as 44. We also have 42. 42 has to do with number 6, harmony. It's also the year 2022 we're in. We have roughly 2 more months to finish this year. And so a lot is going to be happening here. The eclipse, has to do with a 6-month cycle. So whatever is going to be revealed, the truth, we're talking about the truth tomorrow. We are also in Scorpio season now. So it has to do with your truth, who you are, the authenticity, being true with yourself, but also true with others. Also seeing the truth in others. And Scorpio, sometimes can see very clearly, very deeply into another person. There can be telepathy, all of that stuff. And sometimes, especially Pisces, you're very psychic. You can see more than other people. And so you have to be careful that your ego doesn't get too involved here. Especially this week, Pisces, we're dealing with relationships. Venus is very activated when it comes to the aspects in astrology. And so here we have to make sure that our tongue doesn't get too sharp. You can see things, but perhaps know how to talk, when to talk, not be too compulsive or impulsive when it comes to that. You could find that your mental space is very quick, so you could see yourself also perhaps talking very quickly sometimes. And so we have to make sure that we don't get into too much control, of another. Scorpio can deal with that a lot, possession, emotional possession. And so we are learning to find inner harmony and clarity within ourselves, and that space within that has to do with the light and the true heart condition that is always permeating our being, but is also all over, right? So we're learning that, and we're learning to dissolve our ego, to let it dissolve, and to, in this way, surrender to the will of the divine that is beyond ourselves. And as we do that, fear starts to fade. Scorpio has to do with a lot of our shadow. When we talk about shadow, it's all those aspects of ourselves that we're afraid of. And so looking at them with calm, with acceptance, with patience is very important at this time. The more you find calm here presently within you, the more you will deal with your relationships in a clear way. So it's very important that you set your intentions in a very positive energy. You have here, set your intentions and positive energy. Now, we are about to release, we have the lesson here is going to have to be about releasing and letting go. When we say releasing and letting go, it's more about the patterns that have been blocking ourselves, and that's different for each and every one of you. You will know what doesn't allow you to flow during your day, or also in your relationships. What blocks you on your path mentally? What self-talk are you used to? We have here this card that came in the reading, the one who needs to control. And this is very much like, oh, I want things to happen now. I want to control how the other person is. As you start to see the shadows in another person, you have to ask yourself, what is the love that you give to the person? What is the love within this relationship? Isn't love, unifying instead of separating? Isn't love loving someone wholly, completely, knowing their shadow sides, but accepting in a sense, right? Now, if it's toxic, of course, you know, if there has to be a release and letting go of that particular person or situation, that has to be done. But here we're talking about, you know, Scorpio has to do with the inner world. It's more about what you need to release, what you need to let go, and this other person will be mirroring, really truly, and triggering you into what you need to look at into yourself. The relationship is about that. It's never about the other person. It's about you. If you are with this person, there's a reason for it. Now, we have the heart eater and hiding. What are you hiding from? Or what is being hidden from you? You know, definitely we see here that we need to listen for truth. And all the illusions will be dissolved. You know, this is the month of Scorpio where we deal with profound issues, but profound clarity at the same time. So it's a beautiful moment if you're able to allow yourself to get into that voyage, you know, that inner voyage, and not judge yourself, not judge another quickly. See the lesson in every moment. When you get frustrated, like this card was talking about, the one who needs to control, perhaps this is the moment where you need to let go. Let go of fear, divine will. It's recognizing that perhaps, you know, the ego wants to think that it's in control of its life, of everything. Things need to happen this way, that way, in this moment. But perhaps no, right? And so this heart eater here is really pointing to, are you letting someone eat all of you? Where are your boundaries? Where are you yourself? Where are you creating space? Where is passion involved? You know, is it a very physical relationship? Is there a higher spiritual, sacred sexuality that comes into the picture? Is there true understanding, true intimacy? Scorpio has to do with that as well. You know, we have Kundalini rising here, ignite your passion for life. Some of you could be experiencing a lot of that burn within, especially if you're practicing yoga, meditation. You know, this is a time where we are also getting into the 31st of October, which is Halloween. And, you know, beyond the whole commercial aspect of this party, you know, it really has to do the borderline between the spirit world and our world here, this dimension, is very thin. So we are, you know, a lot of downloads could be coming in, a lot of spiritual insights or awakenings could be happening. We have, of course, this phoenix that has to do with Scorpio. You know, this is resurrection. This is surrendering before change. You know, this eclipse is about change. The season of eclipses is about change, but we have to allow it. You also have transformation, intuition, patience. So we need to be patient as we're finding out more truth about ourselves, about our life, but also about what do we want to commit to? What is it that we truly want to commit to? Have we been hiding our heart? Have you been eating your own heart, Pisces, as well? You know, this is calling to empaths, I feel, you know, people that have been walking all over you as well. This is also being too concerned about emotional relationships. Perhaps we're asked to here go a little bit higher into our spirit, live from our soul, not from our emotions. Finding what the higher heart is, the higher sexuality is. Finding what passion is. The fire between you and the person comes from the flame that is already burning within you. If this flame doesn't have space, doesn't have, you know, breathing space, then it will shut down. You know, the fire needs air to actually burn. So we need to make sure that we find the right circumstance or you know, timing when it comes to time alone and time with another as well. A lot of tears here, Pisces, but you have your dreams are closer than you think. Number 44. A lot of you could be seeing 444, 333. You're crying, being emotional, and Scorpio has to do with water, deep waters. But actually, perhaps your dreams are closer than you think. And the problem is here, what you think. So again, finding a way to live not from your emotions and not far from your mind, but from a space that is much more neutral. That is where you let yourself live, you let life move you. You're not you deciding, planning, controlling, organizing every single thing, which brings out fear, right? So that's what we're going through here, Pisces. There could be challenges when it comes to communication. You saw that I was coughing. Interference, challenge. But also, because of the challenges that we are going to be going through, there is healing, Pisces. There is definite healing and truth coming at the surface, which is the most beautiful. And you did have the Sacred Union card here with romance, company. So it definitely has to do with, you know, Two of Cups energy. It has to do with relationships for sure this week. Okay? But in all of that, what we see is we need to focus on the light. And those challenges that we just talked about could be heaven sent. If you're able to close your eyes and let this light, you know, make space for that light to shine through as you find some time to rest. You need to find that time to rest, Pisces, and gather your energies. You might find that downloads are coming through, and those downloads, you need to channel them. You have channel your knowledge, critical judgment. So all that criticism, that judgment, you know, needs to help you see. You can see without saying this is good, this is bad, right? But, and actually that is the condition for you to be open enough to channel, because the channeling only comes when you get out of the way. When the ego, the personality, the person, the ego, that's what it is. The identity of who you are, what you do, all of that disappears. You are in a space where there's no you, basically, that is separated from the rest, from the ocean. You are the ocean. You are all of it. And talking about relationships, you know, it's no longer about being with a particular person, this attachment. It's about understanding that you are all, that this heart is free. Set your heart free, Pisces. This free loving means that you don't need someone. There's no attachment. That's true love. When you're able to, as the challenges occur, those two people need to deepen the relationship. So there's here a door open for deepening the relationships. And the door is actually the challenges that enable the deepening. If the two people are mature enough spiritually, right? If there's no reactivity involved. So when you're no longer attached or needy, when you are full of love within you, when you have found, you know, we talked about Kundalini rising here, when there is this well-being, this light, this electricity, this connection to more than yourself, then there's no problems. There's no need. And you just feel the heart. And so then you're able to love all. And we talk about this love as a love that is more impersonal, but it's not a cold love. It's not like a, you know, a dead love. It's actually more alive. It's more true. It's more unconditional. So finding that space, Pisces, finding that bigger love, that more infinite love, where it is that you yourself disappear. So there's no longer a you, there's no longer another person. But when the person appears in your field, at the house or whatever, they're welcome. There's an exchange. But it's an exchange that is not bound. There's no bondage, right? There's no you're mine, I'm yours. But there can be a huge, and that actually enables more intimacy, more true intimacy. Right? So we are maturing, we're growing this inner child where it's no longer about needing the mama, needing the daddy, you know, all of that. You know, we all kind of still have a little bit of that, right? If we are sincere with ourselves. But it's being able to recognize that and on the spot, let it go. And not react, you know, to, oh, I need, you know. Being able to be here, present, awake, and full of love, which involves this particular person, but you're not bound to the other person. So it's difficult to explain, but there is a personal love that is involved there, but there's no attachment to it. And so that space enables the freedom of the other, but also your own freedom. And so we are learning, you know, slowly but surely, this. I feel that this is the lesson of this eclipse. This is the lesson, you know, of this collective North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio. We're learning what stability is, what home is, and also we're learning to balance, you know, our inner world with the outer world. And in that way, when you're able to go higher, there's no inner or outer, there's just what it is. And so you experience everything with more flow and with more love. And then you just don't fear what is going to happen, because it will just happen, and in a beautiful way. Just expect it to be beautiful, because it's supposed to be. It's in flow, it's in alignment. If you sit with your truth, the love within you, then that's all there's going to be coming to you. We need to let go of the attachment, the personalization of ourselves and of any relationship of others. We need to let go, to sit as one. Okay, Pisces. So, I hope this was helpful. I love you so much, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.